We're on Proverbs 11:18. The wicked man does deceptive work, but he who sows righteousness will have a sure reward. What we see in this verse as we go over it is two types of works that are presented. We have the wicked man whose work is deceptive, and then we have the work of a who works in righteousness, and they have a reward. When it talks about sowing, this was referring to sowing seeds in the plant, which was a type of work. So it's really talking about work with the righteous also. Two things I wanted to focus on in this verse. And the first one is this idea that, and I've brought it up a little bit before, but the work that we participate in, whether it's full-time, part-time, paid work, work in the home, whatever type of work that we're participating in, are we praying and being guided by the Lord to make it righteousness? Or is it a work that is deceptive and is not given to God? And I think we may spend so many hours working, or we may do the same thing over and over again. For instance, if you work in the home, and how many times have you done the dishes, and what's the point of all this? Of taking it to the Lord, or can it really be deceptive in how you do dishes? And I'm going to say, take the opportunity every once in a while to go to the Lord to see. Because number one, it might be how you're taken in your heart is related to that work. Or number two, it could be how you are including others, not including others, or being thankful for others or appreciate others in that work that you may do or get help with or not do. If we're at a paid work, the same thing. You may have been working at the same place or same type of work for 5, 10, 15 years, 8 months. And you're like, well, I don't have a lot of control. I'm supposed to do A, B, C, D today. They pay me for A, B, C, D today. So how does God come into it? Once again, praying about your heart, praying that you're giving it to the Lord, and so that you're sowing righteousness wherever you may be working. The second thing that I wanted to bring up is when we pay people for work. Maybe you pay someone to do your yard. Maybe there's renovations going on. Maybe you're paying someone to do your taxes, right? It's a good thing to pray and seek the Lord and who's doing some of that work. Because right here, we can see that there are wicked people doing deceiving work. And how many stories have we heard of renovations and it was a nightmare because of the person that was involved? I think everybody has one of those stories that they've heard or have experienced it. And who else has had just wonderful work done? And so being aware that, yeah, I mean, sometimes you can get a referral, or this person has this many recommendations or has good ratings or whatever it may be, and you can take those avenues, but I feel like it needs to go along with prayer, so that, and not just basing it on maybe what someone's saying, their recommendations and their referrals, but praying about it also, so that, because there's people out there doing deceptive work. This is what this is saying. How do you avoid deceptive work? Really, only the Lord knows, because there's so many ways people can say that they do good work, or people do this, and they're really not going to. So I pray that the Spirit of God has encouraged you today, and I thank you for listening.